life to be chasing these hoes. It's not worth the rest of your life. YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Adam back with another video. And on this channel, we're all about self-improvement and becoming the best version of ourselves. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell to be notified when I drop another video. But today's video is basically explaining why you shouldn't mess with women too much when you're like young, like me. I'm 21. Anytime in like your early to mid 20s, maybe even early to late 20s, I preach very heavily that you should not focus on women, because let's be real, like women nowadays, because of social media and just like the way people portray themselves on social media, women only want to be with guys that are at the finish line, right? They don't want to be with you when you're struggling to make a dollar, when you're struggling in your 9 to 5, when you're struggling to make a name for yourself. They don't want to be with you in that phase. And that's not to say all women don't, but a majority of them don't want to be with you in that phase, especially the ones that you want. The ones that you want do not want you right now. When you're building, when you're grinding, when you're growing. And to be honest, that's just how it is. I see a lot of guys get frustrated at this. I see a lot of guys like cursing women and saying women are evil and all this nonsense. But in all reality, like if you were a girl and you were in your physical prime, when they're like in their from 18 to like late 20s, that's basically a woman's prime. So if you were in her situation, you would be doing the same exact things. Because why would you settle for this bum when you can just go on a date with a millionaire that's already set in stone, that doesn't really need you, that can bring you anywhere you want to go throughout the world, especially if you're a woman that's been working on yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, you know, because a man doesn't become the best version of himself until like 25 onwards, right? So when you're in your early 20s, even mid 20s sometimes, just focus on you, bro. That's why I make so many videos like that, why you shouldn't be in a relationship. Because relationships can ruin your drive to become somebody, right? You're constantly having sex. You're constantly getting attention from a female. Like, life is not hard. Now, other things might be hard, but you'll be willing to settle and be complacent because you already have a girl, right? But, I mean, if you want to be successful, it's going to be a lot tougher. It just is. Now, this is not taking into account the outlier of some women that will take you on because you have ambition and will build something with you. That's not taking this into account. I'm talking about like the majority of females nowadays and the majority of men nowadays, right? Because let's be honest, even if you have a girl right now, you wish you could have a girl that looks better. I mean, you can lie to yourself. You can, you know, pretend that you don't want to date some of these 10s out here, but then you're just feeding yourself a lie, right? But I don't know your situation, so I can't really speak for everybody watching this video. But I know me personally, I'm working on becoming the best version of myself so I can leave like a stamp on the world. And if I'm doing all this work, if I'm becoming this fucking like amazing high value man, I'm not gonna settle for no like 6 or below female. And that's just how it is. I'm not gonna settle for a female that has no ambition, that has no drive, that believes she deserves everything just because she's a woman. Like, fuck that. I deserve something better than that because I've been working on myself. And so do you. Especially if you've been putting the work in. Especially if you've been doing what you need to do. Keeping your head down, grinding. Like, you deserve what you've been putting in. And if you just wait and you don't commit to anything too early, you will get that. But a lot of guys jump at the first opportunity to lock a girl down. And it's confusing because, I mean, most of the time there's only cons, right? Especially if you're young, you're going to be wasting money. You're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be wasting resources. And most of the time when you're in a relationship, you're going to be doing things that are beneficial to her, but detrimental to you. Like staying up late, eating nasty, greasy food all the time, maybe drinking, partying, smoking. That's just tying you down. Because most of the time, if women, I got this from First Man, great channel, but most of the time when women partake in such activities and gain a little more body fat, they look okay. They look fine. Right? Women are supposed to be a little more plump, a little more curvy. But when us men, we gain body fat, we look like dog shit. Once we get past that 12% mark in the body fat spectrum, we look like fucking ass. So all those activities in a relationship are just going to be detrimental to you, especially when you're young. Like 18 and onwards for young men, that's like our building time. That's when we build the foundation, and then later on we can start putting the walls up. So if you're not in the gym right now, and you can still like improve yourself even if you're not at that age bracket, but that's probably the best time to do it. Like even if you're 30, 35, older than that, like you still have time to work on yourself. It's not, you're not lost. You didn't fail yourself. You still have time. That's why you're alive still. You can make that conscious decision to change today. But if you are in a situation like me where you're 21 or early 20s, late teens, like get on your shit, bro. Stop fucking fiending over pussy all the time, because it's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's not worth the rest of your life to be chasing these hoes. It's not worth the rest of your life to be fucking every single night, every single weekend. It's not worth the rest of your life to be partying and drinking and smoking. Right? But I digress. You can do whatever you want with your life. And if you do decide to get in a relationship or get complacent or not work on yourself, I thank you, because that's less competition for me. Right? So you can either be right beside me as my competitor, or you could be a fucking bottom feeding ass peasant while I keep growing. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful or anything. That's just the honest truth. Okay? So take that into account. But anyways, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, learned something from it, make sure you share it with somebody that needs to hear this information. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that great stuff for me. And I appreciate you greatly for watching to the end. I'm going to catch you in the next one, and I'm gone.